everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, guys.
Come in.
So it took us a minute to get up here because we were all just sitting in the back
didn't
talking.
know.
We didn't know that this was starting. So I heard my name. I was like, oh, shit, I'm supposed to be out there.
Surprise.
Shoot. Are there kids here? Okay, so no cursing then.
Absolutely not.
I'm the worst with cursing. I'm so sorry. I'd like to apologize ahead of time.
No, that's fine. That's fine. This is so cool. Thank you guys so much for being here this weekend. It's really great to get to see all of you guys here. I guess just to kind of start before we go to questions from our friends, since they're already lined up. Obviously, 90210 wasn't just a show. It was kind of like this cultural revelation and revolution, and you guys weren't just playing characters, you defined an era of television. Can you take us back to the beginning? Was there a first table read when you guys all met and realized that you guys were making magic?
There wasn't. Was there
Well,
a
the
table
first
read?
read was at Aaron Spelling's house.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
like a sunken living room. Do you remember?
don't
We
remember
were
any of
invited to
Oh,
Aaron's
yeah.
house to read the script when he cast the whole thing, and that's, I think, the first time the entire cast came together. Tori was not there. She was at the top of the stairs looking over.
Oh, I don't remember.
For some reason.
That's what she said.
Yeah. And that's when we all really first met as a cast.
That's when I met Randy, Tori's brother, too. Yeah, it was really, that was a very exciting and frightening time. I wasn't living in LA at the time, and I remember driving, looking for the house, like, oh my God, it's so
Just
big.
after Gabrielle and I went for lunch at Chin Chin on Sunset Boulevard, and we were like, oh my God, I hope this
Wait,
goes.
why did you get invited, Brian?
No.
No,
I don't
we were
think I
both
was
from
at
out
the
of
table
town.
read either. Was I on the show? I don't even remember.
You were.
You weren't at the
I
table
was.
read?
Yes.
I
You
know,
were
I
the
was.
first person cast, I believe.
I was the first person cast. I showed up late. I was supposed to read with you and everybody reading for Steve, and I was late for that, right?
Seemed to be
Or I
triggering
didn't
some
even make
hostility
it.
that I was feeling at that time.
there's some pent up,
because of
and
that.
me bringing this up now, I'll have to spend the next
Why were you late?
I don't remember. I
You were such a little boy.
I was
then.
16 and
He had a Dallas
silly and-
audition. He thought maybe.
Yeah, totally. I had some other nighttime soapers. Who knows? Who knows?
Well, you're here now.
I'm here now.
Exactly. That's all that matters. Looking back, what do you think that your show best captured about growing up?
That
Go,
it wasn't
Gab.
milk and cookies, that life was real, right? I think it talked about, it captured, I think, the true essence of what it is to be young and to be having a great time, and yet the challenges were big, right? To be young and to have the challenges that come up, young people do have them. It wasn't just like, oh, life is just so easy and breezy. So I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was the first show of its time to actually address actual things that teenagers were going through, and not just in Beverly Hills, but all across the world. And I think also there was that intrigue from the rest of the world to see what Beverly Hills kids were dealing with. And then ultimately they found that they were dealing with the same things. And so that's why I think the characters really stuck with the audience.
I also think it was for a lot of you guys who watched, it was an opportunity to speak to your parents for the first time about real issues, right? Everybody treated young people like they were not little human beings. Like they were, it was the first time really addressing those issues and then being able to share them. That was big.
Yeah, I really do appreciate that the show wasn't afraid to go there, and like you were saying, I feel like it also was the launch pad for so many other shows that followed too.
There were 9 shows that launched after our success, but we were often imitated, but never duplicated.
Fair enough. Yeah.
That was such a great iron line. I love when you come with those every once in a while. It's amazing.
How do you know that?
He's got all the lines that you then want to put on a T-shirt, and you want to sell at these conventions. All the
I
iron.
choose me
Yeah.
was something I said first.
Right.
Whatever.
Okay, so let's speaking of trends, which fashion trend from the show do you guys feel like you're most guilty of helping start, and that you maybe wish stayed in that era?
Ian?
I'm not the one that was wearing sundresses and Doc Martens all day long. Okay? I think that was a fashion trend that really permeated through the show.
I think the biggest trend that came was sideburns. I think that was a really
absolutely.
big one during the time, because before our show, they were so old, and then all of a sudden it was this new thing, and all the kids that couldn't grow facial hair were trying to grow sideburns. I was
too.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I was
with
kind of
no luck.
pissed off about that. I couldn't wear my hair. Luke would come in and he'd like do his hair so it
And get
stood
it
up
as
like,
high as he could. Like,
and
I
then
remember
Jason
that was
would
a
come in
challenge.
and say, "Hey, cool look," and he would do it. And he had like big lamb chop sideburns, and like everybody was responding to that. I couldn't grow. I barely get this. Brian and I finally are catching up.
I had curly hair, so it was like I'm trying to like round brush it as high as I could, and it would just like flip over and curl. It was the worst. It was so frustrating.
So if it's okay with y'all, we got some questions from our friends. So
Cool.
you're up first. What's your name? What's your let's try it.
Hello.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
you're on.
works.
Hello.
Hi, I'm
Hi.
Laura.
Hi, Laura.
First of all, thank you. Season got me through 12 hours of labor with my son.
Oh, nice.
After the epidural, they rolled in the TV, and I was able to sit and watch Nino. This question is for Anne's character, Steve. It was revealed at Donna's bachelorette party during the last episode that you slept with Miss Teasley. How do you feel about that revelation, and when do you think it happened? Maybe during detention?
Did you?
What? Steve never slept with Mrs. Teasley.
She was hot.
If so, it was the best 45 seconds of her life. But I don't think that ever happened.
I'm totally joking.
Oh,
It was
I was like, because I don't remember everything.
during the bachelorette
We did 296
party, Janet
episodes.
asked who has not slept with my husband in the room, and she was the only one that didn't raise her hand, besides a couple others.
I can't say for sure who Steve hooked up with.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Kelly, because they were sort of young love together. Or at least
Steve and
Steve
David
thought
hooked
so.
up for sure. For sure.
Yeah, I don't think there was any kind of that activity between Steve and the other females on the other characters.
Wait, didn't
possibly.
you? Maybe Valerie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I think I remember
Yeah,
that.
Check.
but I think that was a mercy. I think it was mercy for her on Steve.
On you,
I
yeah,
think
on
it was
Steve.
like take him out of his misery. I don't know.
She wanted something from you.
Yeah,
Probably like shit.
I don't know. Everything was transactional with that character. She was, and I was ready to pay gladly.
Put that on a shirt.
Hey, great question. Thanks. Bye.
Hello.
Hi.
What's your name?
Funny.
Hi, I'm Katrina. Big fan. Oh my gosh, I watched it when it first came out, like when Fox was going, hey, we got this new show, blah, blah, blah. I originally started watching because I was a fan of Shannon Doherty, but my favorite character actually ended up being Kelly. Loved Kelly. So Jennie, also a big fan of your shoes. I love your shoes that you're wearing right now.
Thank you. They look cute with your outfit.
Huh?
They look cute with your outfit.
Oh, thank you. So, anyways, during the course, during the first season, we learned that Kelly and Steve broke up, and neither could agree on what the reason was, according to the storylines. But behind the scenes, did you guys ever come up with a reason why those two broke up? Because I would have loved to have seen that relationship.
Do you remember why we broke up? He's still struggling with
Getting
it.
over
Yeah.
it.
I think it was inferred that, for me, Kelly was always more mature than Steve. So I
You think?
just assumed that it was his lack of focus and insecurities and inability to communicate at a level that Kelly was at.
You're making this up now.
that's
You
what-
didn't think this.
No, I actually did. I thought, he was more.
When we did that.
He probably
Her
was.
maturity level
Maybe
was way
he
above
cheated on
Steve.
her. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's-
he
I think that's
had a
right.
wandering eye and she wouldn't tolerate. I mean, that's
Yeah.
She chose her.
because why else? Why? I mean, why else? I don't know why.
I just remember when you took me in the garage.
Best 45 seconds of your life,
Yeah.
right?
This was we had our first kissing scene? Were we kissing on the stairs? Were we kissing on the?
I think that, yeah.
Well, anyway, I think he told me we had a kissing scene, and so he took me in the garage and said, "I'd like to practice kissing you."
Of course he did.
I was nervous. I didn't want to
Of
kiss her on
course you
stage. I
did.
wanted to look good.
Nervous, please.
I was a little nervous. Actually.
I didn't know what to say, so I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, I was new. She was hot.
We kissed in the garage.
It was just a peck.
Oh, thank you. You guys are great. Thank you so much.
Hey.
Matthew, huge fan. Also saw you guys from the beginning. My question is, which 90210 couple or real life set of actors would best survive a Sharknado if it went through Beverly Hills?
They'd all survive because I would take them with me. I don't know. It's crazy.
It would have been Steve and Janet, because Ian is, a chainsaw-wielding hero who can take on sharks in tornadoes. And
I think he'd protect us all. Yeah, I do. I believe
Everybody would live. I would at least adjust the script to make sure that happened.
he would at least practice kissing David in the garage first, just before the tornado with sharks came through.
Thank you. Hey, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Ilya. Thank you, all of you. I want to ask, are your personal characters' personality of this in this show similar to yours? Oh. Because I grew up
Where are you from?
from Russia.
From Russia.
I grew up with your TV series when I was a kid. And just yesterday I met you. And because of this is my question.
I think I'll just go ahead and answer that. I think originally the characters were very defined on paper. They knew exactly what they wanted to tell, the story that they wanted to tell. And I think once they started spending more time with us and getting to know us as people, not just characters, I think a lot more of our characteristics probably flowed into the characters that we were playing, which sort of made the characters even more relatable to the fans and to the viewers. And I think, for me at least, I know a lot of Jennie started to become a lot of Kelly, and vice versa.
They actually started to write stories that were reflective of our lives. Like when Andrea did signing, it's because I used to translate when I was younger. And when I did the High Wire, because I did Circus of the Stars, Brian did music at the time. And
I did Circus of the Stars
and you did
also.
but
yes.
you didn't walk the High Wire on 90210.
Wait, what'd you do?
I did the teeter board and the Russian swing.
Wow,
Yes.
that's fun.
I did 2 different years. Super fun.
Yeah.
I did the trapeze, in case you were wondering.
Okay.
Me and Mario Lopez.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing. We all did it. Yeah.
What year was that? Like 1990?
For me, it was before 90210.
Before?
It was when I was doing Knots Landing.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So it must have been early 90s.
It was it
You
was
were
late
in-
80s.
You were in the 80s?
Yeah.
Were you still having a baba? Or were you, how old were you in the late 80s?
I was 12. Yeah, I was like
gosh.
13, 14. It was on the top of the parking garage at Universal
Yeah,
Studios.
yeah,
I
yeah.
loved it. I
Yeah,
thought it was so
it was great. I did
life-changing.
it with Heather Langenkamp from Nightmare on Elm Street, and Daryl Bell was his name from.
I don't know that one.
God, what was that? What was the show with Jasmine Guy? What was
Oh,
I like her.
Different World. Yeah.
yeah.
Circus of the Stars was super fun. But so back to your question, because I don't know how that happened, but I think for all of us, like as the show went on and we did more and more episodes, the writers started really paying attention to what we were doing in our real lives, to just add that layer to the characters, and nobody had a better sense of what was happening within that decade than we did, because we were the closest to the age of our characters. So they were really paying attention to music we were listening to, fashion we were wearing, and they ended up writing a lot of that stuff into the show.
Thank you so much.
Did you watch it in Russian or were you?
Sure. In 90s, we have this TV series.
Yeah.
Maybe just a bit later than in US.
Was it subtitled or was it dubbed?
No, it was adapted.
It was dubbed. Okay.
We speak many different languages in a lot of different countries.
Right.
I know your voice, all of your voices in 2 languages.
Do you? Okay. All right.
Cool. Thank you so much for your question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I just want to tell just a quick story. You guys helped me actually meet my husband because I was a Marine, and when we were in the barracks in the lounge, we watched TV. I was watching 90210, and then there was a big football game coming on. But I stood up and I'm like, no, we're going to watch 90210. A guy stood up and said, let her watch what she wants, 90210. So we watched 90210, and 28 years later, I'm married to this man. So I want you guys to, I want to thank you, and my question is,
Would he still make a room full of people watch what you want to
oh
watch?
my gosh, yes.
Okay, that's
We
there
love
you
him.
go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where is he? Because we want to give
Yeah.
him a kiss.
We were the original dating app.
You were. You were. In my life, you were. For me. But I only had one guy, so that was him. So my question to all of you is, you guys have any future projects coming up?
Brian?
I'm always
Always working.
working and doing new things and trying new things.
You're building a playground right now.
I'm building a playground in the backyard for all of my kids because they need some place to burn off some energy. So
Any circus acts coming up? Or
no,
no? Okay.
no circus performing as of yet, but you never know.
So I just finished doing, helping develop a documentary that's out about a famous female artist, De La Pinka. And so I did that, and I'm doing dubbing, and then I'm just kind of doing this stuff. There you go. See what happens.
Love it. I'm just developing my brand and enjoying this sort of resurrection for myself with the I Choose Me and the Me brand, and exploring new, interesting, exciting ways to figure things out in my 50s. It's a really exciting time. I know for a lot of women out there, it's such a transitional time, and I just love sharing my experience about it. I have a book coming out in April. For anybody that doesn't know, it's called I Choose Me. So just a lot. I love just connecting with other women and people that are transitioning, not transitioning. They can be transitioning. I don't really care, but just at the pivotal times in their life and learning lessons and sharing them with one another.
Thank you.
First, I want to say how incredibly proud I am of my fellow castmates. None of these people sit on their butt waiting for things to happen. They are all go-getters, and they've inspired me to do many things. I always felt that life is too short to just do one thing. I did The Apprentice, and kind of helped me realize that I can be very resourceful. If I don't have the resources, I can be resourceful, and I think that's more valuable. In the time just before I got started, before I got married, I started a skincare business with a new skin company. I've been building that out. It's an international publicly traded company. I've been doing that for 15 years. And
He's killing it.
well, the products are amazing, and when I share, it's amazing. But that wasn't really enough for me. I've been working on a project called Dad Bod Boot Camp for men of a certain age to help them recapture some of the health and glory that their more youthful physique brought. It's a text-based service. It's called Dad Bod Boot Camp. You can check it out, dadbodbootcamp.com. I have a wine club that I'm very passionate about because I don't know anything about wine, and I'm always looking to learn. It's called Dabble In. You can find that at dabblein.com. And what else am I doing? I'm a father of 2 amazing girls. Dad is the best role I'll ever play. It's the most rewarding job I've ever had. And I've got a couple other projects that I'm working on. One's called 9021 Grow. It's where
A weed business?
it's maybe.
That'd be so good. We should start that.
That's something that I'm working on, but it's a slow roll to make that happen.
Don't let the grass grow under your feet, do you?
I don't let the grass grow. Well, I do let the grass grow under my feet. In any event, got a lot of different projects. In the meantime, I'm in a good space right now. I bask in the love that I have for all of my friends. I'm so grateful. We don't necessarily see each other in Los Angeles, but 3 or 4 times a year we have this, and we go out to dinner, and we laugh, and I'm very blessed.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Great question.
Hey, what's your name?
Hi, my name's Lily. Hi, Lily. Ian, you're my biggest crush.
Where's the camera? Take a picture.
So I know you guys said that the show, helped with your personal life. I just wanted to know if any, emotionally, any scenes were really hard for you to perform.
Why are you looking at me?
Ask you.
Oh, me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Did you have any emotional scenes?
Yeah, but they gave the real juicy stuff to Jennie, to Shan. The girls really had the heavier emotional stuff.
But we all had emotional stuff, by the way. Brian's addicted and clean, and then addicted, and all
I think there was
Orange
an
juice.
episode
I went through all sorts of things.
Yeah, I think the adoption issue was something that was pretty poignant at the time for me. So, yeah, although I feel very lucky to have grown up in a household where my parents were together and I was nurtured and loved, to have to play opposite of what I had experienced was very challenging and very eye-opening, because it set my mind on a path of what my life could have been like, so that helped me engage those feelings with the character at that time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Anyway, my name is Serena, and my dad, he is a humongous fan of Jennie. But he couldn't make it here today, so I made up a question for her. What was your favorite show you used to watch growing up?
Wow. Oh, my goodness. Well, Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch was my jam. You probably have never seen that show.
I'll look it up.
Okay. It's really cute. You'll like it.
How old are you?
11.
You are cute. Okay.
Thank you, honey.
Great question.
Tell your dad I said hi.
Oh, I definitely will. I have to say this. I love all your outfits. They're beautiful. All right, bye.
Bye, honey.
Hey, my name is Izzy. I'm the older sister of that little goober that was just up.
Okay.
I wanted to know what the initial opinions were of the characters you guys were given to play.
Well, Kelly was a bitch. She was just like the bad girl and very snooty, very what's the word when typical Beverly Hills.
Snob.
Not like typical, but what's the word when you're put in a thing? You only,
Typecast?
Self-centered.
yeah,
Typecast.
like a typecast kind of Beverly Hills girl. So I was excited to see her get more depth as the years went on.
I think all the characters, even mine, who I loved Andrea, but she was typecast, right? Coming from the poor side of the glass, right? Everybody thinks because I wear glasses. Oh, she was the smart one. I was like, not always, like.
But you were.
Right. Well.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's yeah. I think that we were all our characters were pretty. You would say that, right?
When we first started, I didn't really like Steve Sanders.
Right.
I was grateful for the job, but I thought my character was a bit of a jerk. Rich, spoiled, obnoxious, got by bribing people or smiling or taking advantage of others, and it was one note. And I had a problem with that. I went and I met with the producers. I said, look, I don't like this character. No one's really going to like this character. He's not likable, and if we're going to have any kind of longevity, we need to show the reason why he's this way. And it wasn't too long after that we discovered that he was really a victim of poor parenting. He had celebrity parents, and they adopted a child just because that was the thing to do. They didn't want a kid, and the way they nurtured him was, but just here's $100. Go do. Bye. Steve, I don't have time for now. Here's $100.
My daughter would be fine with that, by the way.
Yeah, but it's damaging. It doesn't create depth. It doesn't create character. It doesn't create empathy, and that's nothing that Steve ever had until he met his friends, until Brenda and Brandon came to town, and the gravitas, the humility was something that was so foreign to Steve. And I think the arc that I got to play was probably the steepest, because I didn't see at the beginning of the show Steve winding up as a loving family man, marrying an Asian woman and having a child. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, it seems like you had a lot of fun getting to help develop that character, huh?
It's kind of like a jungle gym every day. It was great.
All right, well, thank you for answering my question.
Great question.
Hey.
Hello. My name's Laura, and Brian Austin Green is my celebrity crush.
Okay, people, we're not going to be jumping off the stage all the time.
The old knees can't handle
Right,
that.
the knees can't handle it. They all thought I was going to trip coming up back on stage. Whoa!
Background too, just so we can see where we are.
All right, everyone smile.
Look at the face on her.
There we go. I'm going to climb up like that.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Curious, when you auditioned, did you audition originally for a different part or wanted to be in a different role than what you eventually were put into?
I auditioned right away for David. That was I had so much fun playing that character in the beginning. It was really like we used to go through like swatches of material and try and pick the most ridiculous things we could to make pants and shirts and
So much flannel.
put buttons on hats, and it was ridiculous. And as the show progressed, the character changed, but I had so much fun in the beginning, chasing Jennie around, chasing Ian around. I don't think we had, other than like group stuff together. Andrea and David never worked together, but I loved it, and that's the only character, obviously, that I auditioned for because I looked like I was 10 when I started.
They had me audition for Brenda and for Andrea. I actually went to network with both contracts, and then ultimately got the role of Andrea, and I'm so happy I did. I mean, for me, I said this to somebody today, but I feel like Andrea represents that little part in all of us that feels not seen. And so I really, really loved and was happy that I could to play that role. And I grew into her. But she was stereotyped in the beginning, too. And they always struggled with the stereotype of what it was. But I loved being that character.
I was always Kelly.
Same.
So Kelly.
I was always Kelly, too.
In the garage.
Right.
Love it. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right, you got about 10 minutes left. Hey, what's your name?
Hi there. My name's Matt. Big fan since the beginning. I always appreciated the storylines that took a couple episodes to play out or resolve themselves. And one that stands out was when the guy who hit Andre with his car turned out to be the same guy that you raced, and they gave him chicken. Frank Padilla, for those of you who want to play trivia later. I guess the question is, are there any storylines that stood out to you as being clever or very creative that you were just sort of blown away by, I guess?
Clever? I don't know.
That was a clever one. That connection to me was like, I didn't see that coming.
I'm thinking more like absurd, like
A lot of absurd.
being trapped in the fire in the bathroom with the girl. Was that the same girl that cut her hair like Kelly? Or that's a different stalker?
That was different.
Tara. Yep. Just like, I was always like, wait, what am I doing this week? What is happening to my character? It was always exciting. Yeah, cults, being, I don't know, shot in the stomach instead of going to Hawaii with you guys to film.
No, I wanted to go
Wait,
to
is
Hawaii.
that what happened?
Yeah, I was pregnant, and so I was about to have a baby, and I couldn't go on the Hawaii trip.
So they wrote that you were shot in the
one time
stomach.
they ever took us on location.
Right.
No,
they
took
did
on
Mexico.
vacation when I was, and I didn't get to go.
Where? I didn't go anywhere.
Yes.
They did Mexico with Luke
Dylan,
and
yeah.
Tiffany.
You guys
and
went during when I was on though, on a trip somewhere.
Palm Springs?
Camping? Yeah. Like
We went to
we
Palm
didn't-
No, I did camping.
Yeah.
We went where?
Palm Springs.
Palm Springs,
Palm Springs.
1997.
Yeah, remember the dinner?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
We did a
But yeah,
lot of episodes. It was a long time.
Yeah, just watching the show back though from the beginning and seeing all of the arcs and all of the storylines and everything that happened, I so get it now. When we were making the show, none of us were really sitting down to watch it that I'm aware of. Like we were always working, and when we weren't working, we were trying to assemble some sort of a life outside of work. So sitting down to watch the show now as an adult, I have such a huge appreciation for the writing and the crew and these actors, you know, and everything that went into making such a memorable, meaningful show for so many people around the world. Like, it gives me goosebumps to just think that I got to be a part of that, and I'm so grateful for all of you. I know we all are devoted fans. We really, really love you guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hello. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Madeline, and I have a question that how did y'all get into acting?
That's a good question. Are you interested in acting?
Kind of.
Maybe. You never know.
I started as class clown in 4th grade. I had dyslexia and I had trouble reading and writing, and there were these reading groups where we all had to read out loud. And when it came time for me to read my paragraph, I would be a cut up and make jokes, and I'd have a lot of positive reinforcement, even though I would get in trouble with the teacher. The jokes landed, and it propelled me into
It's all making
performance.
sense. Yeah.
It propelled me into a performance career. And then I watched a TV show when I was young called Lost in Space. I don't know if you guys remember that. And there was a young boy on that by the name of Billy Mummy who he was Will Robinson, and he had a robot, and he traveled the galaxy. And that was like first time I connected in my mind, like, oh, that's a job. That could be a career. That's what I want to do. I wanted to be an actor. So in 4th grade, I started auditioning for the plays, and where I couldn't compete academically, song, dance, presentational art, things like that, I excelled at, and I kind of moved in that direction. And my first job was a Crayola crayons commercial when I was 12. And that really
Were you a
started.
crayon?
No, I was a little boy drawing, and then it was the process where you could take your print and have it put onto a T-shirt at that moment, and that started my career acting.
How old were you when you did
12.
that? 12.
On my 12th birthday, 49 years ago.
Well, if
Baby, he's a
you have a
baby.
dream, you go for it.
Yeah.
Don't ever give up. Even if that dream doesn't lead you to exactly where you think it's going to lead you to right now, it might turn into something else, and another door will open, and you'll be so excited to see where your life ends up. So whatever you want, just keep going for it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi, Adrian, huge fan. My question is actually for all of you guys. Is there a storyline that was pitched that you all wish actually had have been aired that didn't?
Wait, you say that last part.
Is there a storyline that was pitched that didn't air that you all wished had have aired?
I don't think we were privy to shows ideas that were pitched. I was in the writing room. We were in the acting part. I did pitch one thing that got shot down several years, but I was insistent. It had to do with Alzheimer's. At that time, I'd go visit my grandmother in Connecticut, and I'd go walking to her room, but the hallways were lined with people that had Alzheimer's, and it was so sad to me. And I didn't think the young adults understood what that was. So I pitched them. I wanted to write an episode about Alzheimer's, and they said, thanks, Ian. No, thank you. And then I wrote a scene for what I wanted to do, and then they took me serious, and I was able to write that out. And they cast Milton Berle in that episode, and Milton got an Emmy nomination. It's the only Emmy
Because of you.
Not because of me,
That's
because of his
wild.
performance. But, you know, I guess I provided a vehicle. I was just so proud to have something that I wanted to express that I thought was important, and I was able to convey it to the producers in a way that they got it, and they said, okay, write it.
I knew that was your idea. I did not know you wrote it.
I wanted to write I wanted to write everyone's stuff, but like, no, Ian. So it was me and I think Jessica Klein who handled all the other stuff, and I just wrote my storyline in that.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, what's your name?
Hey, Brian, I was wondering how you got your role in the Terminator.
I auditioned. I've always been a massive fan of the Terminator franchise. So when I got the call for the audition, they didn't have any details of the character in the sides because they didn't want anybody to know what they were doing. And I remember I was super excited when I got the sides, and I was like, I have to book this. Like I worked really hard on that, and then I started work the day after I auditioned. They'd been auditioning for weeks, and they hadn't found the actor, and my name came up in the room, and it was sort of a joke. And Josh Friedman, who was the executive producer and creator of the show, he kind of laughed with everyone. He was like, I'm going in to read with Brian Austin Green. And then he came back to the room, and he was like, you're never going to believe who it is we're going to hire for this part, Brian Austin Green.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, my name's Erin. I just wanted to ask you guys, because one of the things that stands out to me about this show is that it was so seamlessly able to transition from your high school years to your adulthood, which is something that shows that came after you struggled with. So what was the challenges that you experienced going from on camera that whole time, from those high school years to that adulthood?
From high school into college, you mean? Into
Yeah, college, and then even, Kelly, later on, you had that violent episode with the SA, and, those things became so pivotal to those characters. But it's like you started out as that bitchy teenage girl, and then you moved into this, whole experience that probably resonates with a lot of people.
They had a hard time transitioning. Go on.
No, go.
No, it wasn't so seamless. I think Andrea was very hard for them to transition. We talk about everybody had babies later on, but that first birth was my birth, and that was something that the audience was enraged with. I mean, there was press. The New York Times did a thing on it, and it was like, and Aaron did that out of support for me because I wanted to get pregnant, and I went to him and I said, I want to, have a baby, and I don't want to hide it. Like, everybody was in TV, they put you behind school books, whatever, because I wanted my baby to know that I was proud to be pregnant with her, and I am so grateful. She's a young, beautiful woman, but it was really something that you should have seen, the stuff, the vitriol about, Andrea's so smart, that would never happen, that's terrible that you did that. And I was like, wow, like, things happen in life, and it doesn't make you less of a person. And that I didn't want to shy away from that. And I was so thankful to Aaron for honoring me on that. But then once that happened, they didn't know how to write for Andrea anymore. That was how did they make it fit in? And, suddenly Andrea became somebody who couldn't have a social life. It was really interesting. It was very hard.
Yeah, I don't feel like any of the stuff really was seamless when we made the show. It was all because the world, that decade, things were changing all around us at all times. We went through so many different phases of life, and because we were living in that time, we were growing with it. But I think a lot of the people that were higher ups didn't understand it. And that's sort of a normal, to me, that's sort of a normal occurrence with change. Everybody, the way Elvis is dancing and shaking his hips, and everything was like, oh man, it's the end of the world. And then you look back on it now and you go, that was nothing, what it is we did. Nothing compared to now. But then we'll look back on what's happening now and we'll go, oh, that was nothing compared to, what is happening today. I think the show, I think the cast that we had, I think the writers that we had, I think Aaron Spelling, we had a really good group of people that were open to listening and growing together and doing things that were outside of what they normally did. I remember simple things like when I had my ears pierced, Aaron hated it because he was like, oh, I make timeless television and I don't want anybody to watch this show and realize like, oh, it's the 90s, like I want it to be timeless that way. And I was young. I was 17, 18 years old. I pierced my ears on my own and then pretended that it happened on accident somehow. I forget what the story was. It was something ridiculous. No, it was something like I tried telling everybody I had a fake hoop in and I slept with it and then it got caught on my pillow and pulled through my, like it was something ridiculous. And of course, I thought I was a genius at the point telling this story. Nobody bought this story. It was ridiculous. Sure you did.
Right.
Fantastic. It appeared seamless, I think, because we had a group of people that were really open to trying new things and growing and changing with the times, but it wasn't seamless to make at all. There was a lot that went into it.
What do you mean by, is your question about our real lives or the characters in the show?
Kind of both.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Yeah.
how you managed it as somebody, as an actor.
Yeah.
But also how your characters developed into those people, you know, that could handle the situation, like what Kelly went through or what David went through, you know, with his addiction and things like that.
Yeah, it was interesting because we were both playing outside of our shoes, like in our storylines with the drugs and all of that, because I'm seeing like we did so much of that, and I had forgotten that your character went through all that.
Yeah.
But I think that for me, I was from the Midwest. Like I didn't understand the world of a Beverly Hills girl at all. So I was really just going with my imagination, with what they were writing, and doing my best, you know, winging it. But I think honestly, like on a personal level, experiencing all those traumas, even though they weren't real, my body felt them. My body created the feelings and the enzymes and all the things that associated with that internally. So I've always really thought that I've carried a lot of that with me into my real life. And I think I've experienced a certain period of time where it was like catch up emotionally, developmentally, because there were 10 years where so much was thrown at me specifically, just speaking for myself, that I didn't have the capacity to understand fully or deal with. I was just trying to understand it and portray it. And so I think that for a long time after the show ended, I had a lot of personal work to do to try to catch up with just who I was and in all of that, you know. So it was a really interesting experience as a young person, sort of in that very developmental age that we all were, to go through all the things that we went through.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Please don't be mad at me. We're at time. If you guys are okay, lightning speed going through the rest, then we can do it. Are you guys cool with that?
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
let's do it. Hey, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Troy. I have a question for Brian.
Yeah.
It's like a follow-up question about the Chronicles.
Okay.
Terminator.
Yeah.
First of all, I think that was probably your finest performance as an actor.
Thank you. Thanks.
It's a lot of depth, and
Thank you.
I was very impressed with the show. I was a bit disappointed that the show only lasted like one season.
Two.
Or 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Do you care to add why it was
So
ended so quick? I
So
was
the first
disappointed.
season, in the middle of it, we dealt with the writer's strike, which kind of ended that season abruptly. We then came back in the second one, and the show was before streaming. And it was a very serialized show. So if you missed the prior episode, you really had no idea what was going on. And so we would try and have these recaps in the beginning. Last week on the show, and we'd show 30 seconds we'd try and sum up what happened in 30 seconds. But it just wasn't enough. The show was really smart. Josh Friedman, the writer and creator, is incredibly intelligent. He wrote War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise. He wrote The Black Dahlia. He's this unbelievable writer. And so I think at a certain point, our numbers just continued to decline because people would miss episodes in life. You didn't have the opportunity to look back on them or binge the way we do now to watch shows. I think it would have been a completely different situation at this point.
Thank you. Do you mind grabbing the microphone? Thank you so much. Hello. What is your name? What is your question?
Hi.
My name is Melissa. I'm starstruck right now, so I'm like, yay! But my question is, how did you guys deal with, like you were saying, you had so much thrown at you guys at such a young age. how did you compartmentalize, like, that's a character, that's not me, but it is me, it's my body, it's my image, people are screaming my name, and it's not really
I think
for
you were more developed. I think you struggle with it less, probably.
No, I think I struggled with people being confused, thinking that I was the character, and not being able to necessarily see that I was who I was. I don't know if that it's the struggle of just how people would interact and interface. So the desire to be with people I really loved, who really knew me, was important.
Yeah. I don't know how I survived, honestly. I mean, I'm just happy that I did, because it was a lot. It was a very wild time. And
it got harder and harder to
Yeah.
compartmentalize too as we went on, and the stories reflected our personal lives more and more, because then it was hard to have a clear line between when I was at work and doing that, and then when I was at home, and it was so. That's an interesting question, and it's a really hard one to answer,
is.
especially with the
Yeah.
clock down to 0.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yes, no.
Thank you so much. All right, super lightning speed. Sorry. Hello, what is your name? What is your question?
Here, be a rock star.
Thank you. My name is Tracy. Welcome to Raleigh, and a bit starstruck right now, but the question that I have is, what do you think is the show's biggest cultural contribution?
Give teens a voice. I mean, but it was, there were no other shows giving teens this kind of platform and voice, and I think that's probably one
Being
of them.
seen as human beings with value.
Yeah.
Great question.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
All right, our final question. Hello, what is your name? What's your
Pressure's on,
question?
dude. This is you.
Hi, Nathan Lane Clark. I have no idea, but I'm just being here learning being a goblin. And my question is, what's your personal favorite moment that you think is underrated in the show, both by the fan base and generally in videos? That basically what I'm asking is a small moment you really like.
Most underrated moment.
Most underrated
Got
moment.
it. We got it. That's a great question.
I don't know. We did 296 hours of television programming. And my off-site data storage for particular facts is really out there in the ether. There's this guy, Darren Martin, who knows everything about the show. I call him the keeper of the code.
Jennie knows because she's watching it all the time when she's doing the podcast.
Yeah.
She tells me stuff about the show. I haven't seen it in years. That's why she's sounding like she knows what's going on.
Maybe a good way to rephrase this is, what's your personally most memorable moment in the show? Personal.
Oh, that's a good question.
Okay.
Your wedding?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, good answer. Thanks, Jen.
You're welcome.
David and Donna's wedding was a nice culmination to a 10-year project. It was
The
beautiful.
finale was fun. Yeah.
Thank you for your question. Really appreciate
Thank
it.
you, honey.
Thank you guys for sticking around.
Thanks, everybody.
If it's okay with y'all,
We'll see you at the tables.
can we take a big group picture with everybody?
Of course we can.
All right, you guys.